Dude, picture this. The world, literally one bad decision away from turning into ash. No cap. One wrong move. And boom, game over for humanity. Cities gone, oceans boiling, nuclear winter. And it all came down to 13 days. 13. That's it. This is the story of the closest we've ever been to ending ourselves. The Cuban Missile Crisis. October 1962. The Cold War's boiling. US versus USSR. Capitalism versus communism. And both sides packing enough nukes to delete the planet twice. But no one's actually pulled the trigger. Yet. Then America gets a photo. A simple, grainy, black and white photo. But what's inside it? Chills every man in Washington. Soviet nuclear missiles. Being built in Cuba. Just 90 miles from Florida. Dude, that's like your neighbor pointing a loaded gun through your window. October 14th. A U-2 spy plane drifts over Cuba. The pilot snaps the shots. Analysts stare. Silence. Then one whispers,
"These are nukes, Soviet nukes in our backyard."
They rush the photos to the White House. Kennedy looks. His face goes cold. He knows exactly what this means. If those missiles go live, the USSR can wipe out Washington in 5 minutes. No warning. No time. No chance. Dude, imagine waking up knowing someone parked a nuclear gun 90 miles from your bed. And they didn't even tell you. That's the level of disrespect right here. Kennedy calls in the big brains, generals, CIA, Pentagon. They form XCOM. These dudes are sweating hard. The generals want airstrikes.
Hit Cuba. Hit them now. We can't wait on this, Mr. President.
But Kennedy's thinking bigger.
What if the Soviets hit Berlin next? What if they launch everything?
Nobody knows. One mistake equals nuclear war. For 48 hours, America keeps the discovery secret. People go to work, buy groceries, watch TV, completely unaware the apocalypse is loading in the background. Then JFK goes on TV. Millions watch. He drops the bombshell.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. Soviet nuclear missiles are in Cuba. This secret deployment represents an explicit threat to the peace of the Western Hemisphere. Effective immediately, we are establishing a strict quarantine of all offensive weapons bound for that island. Not
war, but the edge of it. Soviet ships keep sailing. US Navy lines up, warships, jets, subs lurking. One ship crosses the line, the world ends. Kennedy and Khrushchev exchange messages. Cold. Threatening. The world holds its breath. US goes to DEFCON 2. One step from nuclear launch. That level hasn't been reached again. Dude, imagine playing chicken with a guy who has nukes, both sides flooring it, neither blinking. Then it gets worse. A U-2 spy plane gets shot down over Cuba. The pilot dies. Generals snap.
Full retaliation before they reload!
They want retaliation. Kennedy holds back. Barely. He knows one strike means apocalypse. What the US didn't know? Soviet commanders in Cuba had tactical nukes ready to fire the moment America attacked.
We're out of time.
If the US had launched even one airstrike, dude, the world would have gone boom. Then a letter arrives. Khrushchev says he'll remove the missiles if the US promises not to invade Cuba. Hours later, a second letter, more aggressive, demanding America remove missiles from Turkey. XCOM freaks out. Which letter is real? Which one do they answer? Kennedy chooses the soft one publicly, but secretly agrees to remove US missiles from Turkey. No media, no drama. Quiet diplomacy. October 28th. Khrushchev blinks. He agrees to pull the missiles out. The world exhales for the first time in 2 weeks. People cry, pray, celebrate. Because for 13 days, humanity was seconds away from erasing itself. Kennedy gains global respect, not for fighting, but for not fighting. Khrushchev survives politically, but barely. Castro, he's furious. He wasn't even told about the deal. The Cuban Missile Crisis wasn't just a standoff. It was a mirror, showing how fragile we are, how easily everything can disappear. Two superpowers nearly ended the world because of fear, pride, miscommunication, and ego. For 13 days, the fate of the planet sat on tables in Washington and Moscow. And thanks to one decision, one pause, one moment of clarity, we're still here. Dude, the world almost ended. And it could have. It almost did.